Now, you'll always be able to tell when I'm recording from home uh, because when I stand up, you won't be able to see my face because my dining room recording studio is kind of cramped up and closed and tight. So you might appreciate my evening videos because you can just look at the pure, beautiful math, but you won't have to see my um, wrinkly, shrunken head. So we're going to continue with long division, and we're going to, in this video, we're going to look at some sort of odd cases uh, involving decimals that really, when you think about it, aren't really all that odd. So I chose a random equation, 6,548 divided by 13, and let's see what we come up with. What do you think of this tie with this shirt? I thought it would go, but it seems like it doesn't go as well as I thought. But that's for another time. Let's get to the math. Should I go change? I'm really worried about this. Well, let's do this math first and then I'll go change my tie for the next video. So, we remember the algorithm, right? 13 goes into 6 0 times because 6 is smaller. 13 goes into 65. Let's see. 13 times 3 is 39, but 39 doesn't seem that close to 65. 13 times 4, 39 plus 52. So could it be 4? And then, wait a minute. 52. 5 minus 2 is 3. Wait a minute. 15 goes evenly into 65. Who would have guessed that? And it goes in 5 times. 13 times 5 is 65. 65 minus 65 gives us 0. We bring down the 4. 13 goes into 4. 4 is too small, goes in 0 times. We bring down the 8. 13 goes into 48. So what did I say? 13 times 3 is 39, and 13 times 4 is 52. So it's got to be 3. 39. So 3. So 18 minus 9 is 9. Now we've got a problem because we're out of numbers over here, but we still have a remainder. So here's a case where once we do the division, we don't come out with an even 0 here. So what do we do next? And it's really pretty simple because 6,548, I think you'll agree, is the same as 6,548.00. We can put zeros forever. And the nice thing is that these zeros give us something to drop down. Now here's the thing to remember. We've got to bring our decimal point up, straight up. And you can see once again how important it is that everything perfectly lines up. So now we know our answer is going to be 503 point something. We've got to figure out what the point something is. So we bring down our next digit, which happens to be a 0. And now we ask, 13 goes into 90. Let's take a guess. Let's say 7. 13 times 7. 91. Oh, so close, but it's too big. Remember, the number needs to be smaller than 90. So that means it's going to be 12 times 7. And everybody knows that that, of course, is 84, because that should be memorized. So we put the 7 up here. 13 times 7 is 84. Remainder 6, so we still have a remainder, so we're not done. So we can bring down our next 0. And does 13 go into 60 evenly? No, because we already agreed that 13 times 5 is 65, which is too big. So we know it's going to be 4. 13 times 4, what did I say that was? 52. 52, which means we're going to bring down 8. And here's where our next 0 comes from. Now, we're generally going to keep things to 2 decimal points. So we could say the answer is 503.74, but we need to do one more so we can figure which way to round, right? So 13 goes into 80. We already agreed that 7 is too big, so it's going to be 6. And that 6 tells us we're going to round up. So that means that we're going to end up with 503.75 as our answer. Of course, we know it's an approximate answer, but I think we could spend the rest of the evening working our way out, and it's quite possible that the decimals would never end. So the only trick, the only thing we did differently was that we had to add point zeros to allow us to keep going, and we had to bring the decimal point up. Other than that, it's the same exact thing that we've been doing. Okay, so I'm going to pause the video for a moment while I erase and get the next strange problem up.